Starting with our deadlift setup, we approach the bar keeping the bar close to our shins. We're going to reach down and take the bar in our preferred grip. In this case, it's mixed grip, one hand over and one hand under. We're going to pull ourselves down into a position where we can maintain a neutral lower back. We then pull down with our lats and our scaps to ensure that the bar remains close to our body and our back is tight. We then set some intra-abdominal pressure by taking a deep breath in and pushing into the walls of our diaphragm. Once in this position, we're going to drive our knees hard onto the inside of our arms to ensure our knees are tracking in the right position. From there, we're going to take the slack out of the bar and try and get as tall as possible. In doing so, we want to position our shoulders so they're directly over the bar, shifting our weight back so we're not in front of the bar, which will give us maximal drive. We're then going to push the floor away as hard as we can, standing up to a tall, straight position. Contract the glutes, contract the quads, and contract the core maximally, and that will lock out to a standing finish. The sumo deadlift is another variation of a deadlift with a wide stance. When we set up on a sumo deadlift, all the same principles apply, although we can get the bar slightly closer to our shins than we can on a conventional deadlift. When we sit back and down, we open our knees, making sure that our knees are not collapsing in and that we can get maximal drive. Pull ourselves into a similar position to our conventional deadlift. All the same rules apply. Neutral lower back, lats engaged, good intra-abdominal pressure, get as tall as we can. Then we're going to drive the floor apart, trying to push the feet sideways. One careful point to note on the sumo deadlift is that it can sometimes take longer to come off the floor, so be patient. If you videotape it, look to see that the bar, the hips and the shoulders are all rising at the same time. The RDL, or the Romanian deadlift, is executed slightly differently. We bend the knees slightly and drive our hips back as far as possible. Once our rearward hip movement ceases, that indicates the end of the range. We then pull the bar back up into a standing position, squeeze the glutes, quads and core and finish the lift. More often than not, this is going to result in the bar ending up somewhere between the knee and the mid-shin. In regards to the RDL, it's really important to keep the lats locked on, keep good intra-abdominal pressure and keep the bar close to the legs. For the snatch grip deadlift, we need a very wide position on the bar. So we need to engage what we call a hook grip, which means that our thumb is hooked underneath our fingers. We're going to move the bar out into a wide position, or otherwise known as a snatch position. And once we've taken that position, the remainder of the deadlift remains the same as a conventional deadlift. Pull our hips into position, nice tight lats, get as tall as we can, good intra-abdominal pressure, then push ourselves to extension. The snatch grip deadlift can be programmed to increase upper back strength or to prepare the athlete for conventional snatches. Another useful variation of a deadlift is called a deficit deadlift. So in regards to a deficit deadlift, this can assist us to create more strength coming off the floor as we're pulling from a lower position. Generally, the deficit is going to be quite slight, so a couple of inches at the most, but this will increase our strength off the floor if performed properly in a strength program.